The letter B stands for boredom. The writer of the book of Ecclesiastes recounts the structure of life with these words: "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones together and a time to gather them up, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep, a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace." You know, no one has ever contemplated that our mobile society would be frozen in mass immobility. Even the well-known passage from Ecclesiastes, one that became a popular song back in the 60s, asserts that life will be full of a variety of activities. The passage does not say there will be a time for being locked down and doing pretty much nothing. Dreams of vacation were phrased in terms such as, "I don't want to do anything except," and then the hopes would follow. "Except go to the beach, except visit the old folks at home, except spend time with the family, except go to a favorite spot," and so on. It never said, "I don't want to do anything." In the midst of any action during my time in Vietnam, boredom was not a problem. A quick firefight, a period standing watch, a patrol, all these demanded that one be alert and attentive. To lose focus meant death. However, there did exist a lot of downtime, and those in charge recognized this. Therefore, formal distractions were provided through the USO, libraries of various sorts, various rank-based clubs, in-country rest and recreation or R&R opportunities, as well as opportunities to study to advance in rank. When formal distractions proved inadequate, warriors were adept at finding other kinds of distractions. You see, there is a human need to ward off boredom, of not having anything to do. If all else failed, one could simply go for a walk around the base. However, this pandemic lockdown, with its 14-day quarantine provision for many, has changed all that. Faced with the loss of travel, mass cancellation of events that mark the rhythm of life, like graduations, baptisms, funerals, holidays, sports seasons, and so on, and warnings to wear masks, wash hands often, and maintain 6 feet of separation. Well, people have responded as best they could. Good intentions were announced loudly. "I'm going to use this time to learn a new language," or "I'm going to complete that home improvement project," or "I'm going to take part and volunteer to make masks," or "start a new exercise program," and so on went the good intentions. However, the reality is that eventually everyone succumbs to a feeling of ennui, that tiredness that leads to long naps, self-indulgence, and self-pity. The scale, the recycling bin of empty bottles, and the inability to recall what day it is reinforces the reality that one is perhaps not doing really well with this boredom. The plain, hard truth is that this immobility and isolation is hard work, exhausting to the body, mind, and spirit. And no one, least of all your inner critic, that nagging little voice, is willing to give you or me a break.